आई थिंक आपके साथ मैंने मैक्सिमम इंटरव्यूज किए हैं इस साल। जब मैंने ख्वाब देखा था कि मैं अभिनेत्री बनूंगी तो आई होप दैट ऑल दीज थिंग्स वुड हैपन टू मी एंड दीज थिंग्स आर हैपनिंग स्लोली एंड स्टेडीली एंड इट रियली फील्स गुड। पीपल वांट टू सी गुड स्टोरीज, पीपल वांट टू सी इंटरेस्टिंग कैरेक्टर्स, दे वांट टू सी स्टोरीज दैट दे हैव नॉट सीन। आई चूज अ स्क्रिप्ट, आई डोंट रियली थिंक कि अरे ये तो हिट होगी या ये नहीं होगी। ऑनेस्टली मुझे कुछ आइडिया नहीं होता। माई पेरेंट्स एम्पावर्ड माई सिस्टर एंड आई बोथ एट अ वेरी यंग एज। यू नो वी वर ऑलवेज टोल्ड कि यार शादी तुम्हारी प्रायोरिटी नहीं हो सकती। हेलो एवरीवन, आई एम भूमि पेडनेकर।
Well, I have with me an actress who's I think one of the finest performers that we have as far as 2017 is concerned, and she is hugely entertaining. Bhumi Pednekar, pleasure having you back on Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you for having me back. I think आपके साथ मैंने maximum interviews किए हैं इस साल, and when they told me, I said, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I think most importantly, we've had some, I think, really interesting and fun conversations.
Fun, loads of fun.
Yeah.
And even now, kabhi na, they pop up bits of our interviews. They pop up on Twitter, and I'm always looking at them because they're so funny. Yeah, I get such great fun.
Thank you so much. I think the credit goes to our entire team. I think everyone has worked really hard on that, and you're looking really fantastic right now.
Thank you.
First of all, Bhumi Pednekar, you know, you've had this amazing journey that you started off on a note as far as your film is concerned, which was absolutely antithetical of maybe what a traditional Bollywood actress is concerned, and now you've become this entirely, you know, this entire beautiful actress who's traditionally very with the times, and who's setting trends and who's making trends and breakthrough awards mil rahe hain aapko. So how's been this journey for you? Do you find it interesting?
Definitely. I mean, in all honesty, everything that is happening with me, every day I wake up, I feel like, wow, Bhumi, like, you know, like I gave a first performance, I've hosted a few shows this year.
जी.
तो you know, जैसे जब बड़े हो रहे होते हैं, जब मैंने ख्वाब देखा था कि मैं अभिनेत्री बनूंगी तो I hope that all these things would happen to me, and these things are happening slowly and steadily, and it really feels good.
Right. Now, you've been part of 2 films this year, which both of them they have been super hits. In a year which has been marred with all sorts of controversies and tax issues and films not doing well, very few films have done well. So, what do you have to say about the fact that as far as the Bollywood industry is concerned, that the commercial industry is concerned, you proved to be extremely successful commercially?
I think you know, we've reached a phase in our films where the power has gone back to writers and directors.
Yeah.
You know, so which is great. You know, I think that this is the format of our this is the format of our business, and this is how it should be. So I think because of this, people want to see good stories, people want to see interesting characters, they want to see stories that they've not seen, or they want to see stories that they can relate with, but you know, it's such a simple thing that they can't ever imagine uske upar film ban jayegi.
जी, absolutely.
You know, and also the level of exposure that our audiences have seen in the last 4-5 years, especially. You know, we have Netflix, we have Amazon, we have like the internet, like you know, whatever it is. Yes, piracy is wrong, but you know, कुछ सालों पहले जो भी हमने pirated copies चीज़ों की देखी थी, जिस भी ढंग से लोग ऑडियंसेस की नॉलेज बढ़ी है फिल्मों को लेके, शोज को लेके, सो आई थिंक नाउ दे आर नॉट गोना they want to hear good stories. They're not going to settle for anything that is less than excellent. You know, so I mean, my knowledge of the business side of it is not much. I think I'm still very new to really comment on why a film works or why a film doesn't work. Even when I choose a script, I don't really think कि अरे ये तो hit होगी या ये नहीं होगी. Honestly, मुझे कुछ idea नहीं होता. I purely go by what my role is, what my character is, what the story is. You know, if it impacts me, then I hope that will impact a lot more people.
Other people as well.
Yes.
Yeah. You spoke about the stories part of it. You know, all your films, I think they've been very well written. Sharath Kataria was the writer of your first film, and then be it Toilet Ek, Prem Katha, and then Shubh Mangal Saavdhan, all of them, they've been wonderfully written. Progressive films, which I think is extremely important. How much of credit for the entire, because you know, देखिए क्या होता है कि एक तो you have certain writing and the entire paradigm of a film is there as well, but a lot I think comes out of an actor or an actress because of their individual pursuit in life as well.
Absolutely.
Like we've discussed in the past that you like to read as well.
Yeah.
I'd like to know how much of contribution you feel your parents have been in terms of you being what you are, in terms of being progressive, because you've spoken about Shubh Mangal Saavdhan in terms of it had the taboo subject about erectile dysfunction, and you handled it so confidently. So how much of influence have they been, and the freedom that they've given you?
You know, tremendous. Tremendous. I always speak about my childhood and my journey growing up, because I feel in India there's a large section of the society that is still very hung on to a culture that needs to evolve with time. You know, growing up, I come from a very progressive house, and we had a lot of freedom. Yes, we had boundaries. You know, we were also pampered, but we had to work for everything that was given to us. You know, I come from an environment where, like, you know, my father would discuss the political scene in the country, what the economic situation in the world is. You know, it wasn't all, we were not always told that, oh, the world is all roses and pink and unicorn. You know, everything was a discussion. We were never told that, oh, don't speak to a boy, or, you know, boys as friends were welcomed in our house and vice versa. So for me, I've grown up in a very non-biased environment, you know, where girls were celebrated. You know, my parents empowered my sister and I both at a very young age. You know, we were always told कि यार शादी तुम्हारी priority नहीं हो सकती. Your career needs to be your priority. So I think my parents inculcated so much ambition and fire and desire in us that, you know, since the age of 17, I've been working, and I'm so happy. And, you know, I did not work out of a need to work. I worked because it was a choice, you know, because it was, I was sure that I always wanted to do films. And they gave me an opportunity, and I fought my own battles at home as well. Because, you know, film industry ka ek, you know, unfortunately, I don't come from a filming family. So for them to sort of, they understand that it's not the way it's always perceived. You know, so I had my own set of battles at home that I had to fight with my parents. But then they understood. We were never said no. We were always told that dream and go achieve those dreams. So मुझे तो लगता है कि जो मैं इंसान आज यहाँ हूँ, जहाँ पे मैं अपने करियर के जिस मौकाम पे हूँ, और आगे भी wherever I reach, it's all because of them. The person I am is all because of them. That, you know, we are socially aware. We are thinkers, because again, I keep coming back to this, that at a very young age we were forced to start thinking about what's happening around us. You know, we were never like only into our games and toys. Yes, we had a very balanced childhood, and I'm so thankful to my parents. Like, I remember, like, my dad would make sure कि हम सुबह उठे, हम walk पे जा रहे हैं, हमें रोज 1 घंटा अखबार पढ़ना है, फिर खबर देखनी है. You know, it was like
regimented in a way.
Yes.
Yeah, but still, like, freedom is there to think the way you want to. You know, one more, I think, very interesting part as far as the choices of your 3 films so far has been, which you come across as a strong woman, and which in a way I think many are looking up to you. Many young girls, they're looking up to you now because the way you carry yourself, the sort of choices that you're making. Another very interesting part is, and I'm not saying it in a frivolous manner, we've had some really fun interviews, but I'm not saying it in a frivolous manner. The fact is that, you know, you're also playing a woman character who actually makes her husband in Toilet Ek Prem Katha that अभी रात में तो किया था, अभी morning में फिर से क्या करना है.
She has desire.
She has desire, and she accepts it.
Absolutely. And since my first film, actually.
Even first film as well. That you actually tell your husband that it's not, you should
आधे में ना थकूं मैं. You know, there's this dialogue in Dam Laga Ke Aisha where she says after their first, you know, encounter with each other, where she says कि वो पूछता है फिल्म कहाँ तक देखी, तो फिर वो बोलती है कि पूरी देखी, आपकी तरह आधे में ना थकूं. So, you know, there's a pun, like, fully pun intended over
शुभ मंगल सावधान में तो
वो तो मतलब है ही.
आपने मार दी. In terms of that actually, that yes, a woman can take initiative. It's not, she's not supposed to be the submissive type that it's a man who always takes the initiative. So, which is in a way, if we not look at it in a frivolous manner, is a progressive thing as well, that women, they have desires. And it's about time that people should accept that if a woman is displaying her desires, she doesn't become that woman ki yaar fast
tag
yeah,
नहीं,
exactly.
tag
in the
नहीं
sense
करना
yeah,
चाहिए
exactly.
बिल्कुल.
Which is wonderful in a way that which is as
this
progressive as it gets.
This confidence again comes from my house because let me speak about Shubh Mangal Saavdhan especially. When I had heard the film, of course it's dealing with a sexual taboo. There are a lot of times that the film is such where the entire family is discussing about these two people getting together and hua ya nahi hua. Itni progressive film hai, and of course I had loved the script, and then I wanted my mother's reaction, and the first person who reads the script after me is my mother.
Right.
Sometimes even before me, because I completely trust her. And she read it, and I still had like a few, maybe doubts about it. And she's like, "Are you mad?" She's like, "Please do it right now, because this is a path-breaking film.
Absolutely.
This is going to change a lot in your life, and it's going to change a lot of mindsets, and it's hilarious." So that's the kind of family I come from. So every time I've taken a film choice, it's been very easy for me because I come from a place where देखो सबसे ज़्यादा शर्म क्या होती है कि यार जब मेरी मम्मी डैडी देखेंगे तब उनको कैसा लगेगा, मेरे परिवार वाले देखेंगे. जब आपके परिवार वाले आपको इतनी कॉन्फिडेंस देते हैं, then you don't really think about that what will people think, because it really doesn't matter. And again I feel I've been extremely lucky with the kind of roles I've got. From my first film only एक सुर सेट हो गया था, एक टोन सेट हो गया था, and I'm so lucky कि दम लगा के हमेशा मेरी फर्स्ट फिल्म थी. मैं आपको हमेशा ये कहा है कि उस फिल्म की वजह से एक होता है ना कि ठीक है, let's take content to her, let's take characters that are different, let's take characters that we can experiment with, because that's what I also love doing. So I was very lucky that I had such amazing writers that have written such brilliant scripts, because kudos to Siddharth and Garima for writing a character like Jaya, क्योंकि वो एक ऐसे टॉयलेट प्रेम कथा के जो मेरे राइटर्स हैं, क्योंकि वो किरदार एक ऐसे इलाके को बिलोंग करती है जहाँ पे लोग अभी तक घूंघट डालते हैं, जहाँ पे टॉयलेट नहीं है, लेकिन उसका जो परिवार दिखाया है वो एक ऐसे डार्क इलाके में एक ऐसा रे ऑफ होप है. शी इज़ द ओनली डॉटर. उसको it might sound sexist, but to explain it in the most crass way, उसको एक लड़के की तरह बड़ा किया गया है. उसको they've pampered her, they've loved, and that has been the case in all my 3 films. So I've been so lucky that my writers are such progressive people, be it Sharad, be it Hitesh, who's written Shubh Mangal Saavdhan, that they write such progressive characters for me. And of course there has to be something that you connect with when you're reading a script, when you're reading a character, and I think the confidence that these 3 girls have is something I connected with the most. Like Dam Laga Ke Haisha मैंने अभी recently देखी, and I was so impressed with the film. I'm not going to talk about my part in the film, but I was so impressed with the film because एक scene है जब सुहागरात के बाद सुहागरात वो कमरे में रुकी होती है, आयुष्मान आता है और वो बोलती है जी कपड़े चेंज कर रहे हैं, कहाँ जाऊँ? तो आयुष्मान बोलता है यही कर लो, एंड ही इज ट्राइंग टू से दैट आई विल गो आउट ऑफ द रूम एंड यू चेंज, पर वो बोलती है ठीक है, और वो शुरू हो जाती है. एंड शी इज अ बिग गर्ल, एंड आई वाज लाइक वाओ, शरद हैज दैट वन सीन हैज जस्ट शोन दैट this character has no inhibitions. She's such a confident girl. So I think more than the person I am, I'm lucky that these characters have come to me, and I think through every character I learn इतनी skill एक actor की. An actor is so lucky because in every character आपको इतने different skills learn करने पड़ते हैं. You're constantly updating yourself as a human being. You're constantly increasing your knowledge. You're constantly challenging yourself. So you're always at it, and I'm just like glad that I hope such characters keep coming.
No, absolutely. After all these wonderful directors, I think you're working with Zoya Akhtar now, who's I think a wonderful director in her own right as well, and a very fine writer too. So, what is the latest on Zoya's?
Well, I shot Zoya's film at the beginning of this year already, and it's a part of a 4 film. Bombay Talkies. Bombay Talkies की second installment है ये.
Right.
And as you know, 4 directors होते हैं. So जो Zoya की film है वो मैंने की है. And I think once all the other films are complete, then together whenever they release it. Okay. And Zoya is a very special person. I think she's a phenomenal director. I've always wanted to work with her, so I'm glad that I got to do this quick small thing with her, and it's a very special film. It is for me it's pretty path breaking.
Sure.
शॉर्ट फिल्म का जो फॉर्मेट होता है, उस फॉर्मेट में ही आप इतना एक्सपेरिमेंट कर सकते हो, एंड इट्स अ गुड वे फॉर एन एक्टर ऑल्सो टू सॉर्ट ऑफ स्टेप आउट ऑफ देयर बाउंड्रीज एंड सी व्हाट दे कैन डू, एंड दिस फिल्म वाज दैट फॉर मी.
Absolutely.
The theme was love and lust, and she's amazing.
Okay. Now, Bhumi, coming to this, we've also had this very, I think, interesting year in terms of that, the sort of boundaries that are being
Yes.
put on the film industry.
Yes.
Whatever has happened with Padmavati, that that people are deciding that what should be there in the film and what should not be there in the film. So public sentiment is being given more preference than a director's prerogative, who's responsible and who's got a Padma Shri in its own way. As an actor, does it bother you? Do you feel like that tomorrow if you do a film and if it gets stalled like this, you work hard on a film?
Of course,
and if it gets stalled
hard,
like
there's
this,
so much money, there's so much time, there's so much effort, there's like, oh my god, like there's so much that's just involved, right? And like my heart goes out to them. Like I can only imagine what the people attached to the project might feel, because we are Indians, we are all responsible citizens, we would never want to harm our country in any way. And this is art cannot have any boundaries. You cannot put a bracket around things and say कि आप यही कर सकते हो, And from the start, even if you see like our Vedas and our old books of culture and religion, as a society, we've always been very accepting and very open-minded.
Absolutely.
So it really scares me that, in 2017, we are actually speaking about harming people and, the entire...
Cutting the nose of an act.
Yeah, the entire mahal has become so violent, and it's really scary because, we are... Films are supposed to entertain people, and everybody involved in that particular project, they are very responsible.
Absolutely.
They know what they are doing. At no point will I feel at no point would they want to hurt anybody's sentiments or hurt any religious belief. So it's just scary, and I feel we all have freedom of speech. We are allowed to show our opinion, we are allowed to show our point of view and our vision. And if you are going to come and try and stall and alter somebody's vision according to your convenience, then there's a problem, because then this is not a democracy, right? It's really scary, but at the same time, I have a lot of faith in our country and the people that are running our country, and I know that ultimately the film is going to release, and I am very excited to watch it.
Okay, but as an actor who has pushed the limits, you've been doing all your 3 films. They've been about a certain sort of social change.
Yes.
You've actually made a progressive sound about certain social evils that have been afflicting the country, and they're important. It's important that they should be addressed. Now, when you are approached for a project, for that matter, and it is about like a social evil, will you have double thoughts that whether you should be doing this or not, because you don't know that how someone may just get up one fine day and say that this is something that...
I really hope that whatever has happened in the last 2-3 months, especially like in our country about this topic, I really hope that this is sort of a wake-up call and we change. You cannot put boundaries to art. I don't think I'm gonna take a back step because I'll be scared. Okay, I hope there are no consequences to it, but I'm not going to मैं अपने creative spirit को दबाऊंगी नहीं किसी के डर की वजह से, because again I'm again saying I have a lot of faith in the execution system of our country, and I really feel that with whatever has happened, things will change, because I think everybody has just shown support for the film. Like the audiences, the people, like on Twitter I saw people have really supported, and people have really said that we need to have our freedom of speech. You need freedom to make art, you need freedom to bring about change, you need freedom to evolve as a society. आप नहीं अपने views और thoughts एक ढांचा नहीं बना सकते कि अभी इसी में सब fit करो. फिर तो कुछ progress करने ही नहीं वाली हमारी country. And progress is just not economic progress.
Absolutely.
Progress is also progress in thought.
Yeah, and that's what India has been all about.
Exactly.
And that's why India has survived for so many years.
If we were the largest democracy, we were not the largest democracy because people told us कि आप सिर्फ ये और ये कर सकते हो. हम through our power as a citizen, we vote people to different power office, and these are not even people that we voted. These are like cults, and not cults, like these are whatever sects or group of people that have
many times they're seeking publicity.
Yes, and you know, अगर आप हमारे epics भी देख लो यार, रामायण महाभारत, उस हिसाब से तो मतलब दोबारा कभी रामायण बना ही नहीं सकते आप कुछ बना ही नहीं पाओगे दोबारा. You know, these are all of this is a work of fiction. You know, these are not factual things that we are showing.
Exactly. I was speaking to Mr. Anandal Rai, your producer, the other day, and he said that the way things are going, that I don't think that in today's time you can make a film with the title Ram Teri Ganga Maili.
Yes, absolutely.
Because that's Raj Kapoor Saab made that, and it became so successful. Yes. No one, I still remember, no one raised any objection whatsoever. And what Mr. Rai also said was that my worry is that it's not merely Padmavati is a small thing. My worry is that what will happen next.
Yes.
And the next that we get to hear is that a man kills someone, burns him, and in the name of love jihad.
You know,
and then there are people who are actually supporting him.
I'll tell you something. I saw that video and
the High Court.
I saw that video and my sister and I had sleepless. Like we couldn't sleep that night.
Yeah.
It is so scary.
Yeah.
You know, I don't understand that as humans, how do you have such sort of hatred against anything? You know,
and he's getting support, and they're getting away with that. That is a strange part, actually.
I really, everything that's happening amazes me. But again, I don't know about this, so I didn't know that. Have they?
His supporters climbed the Udaipur court, and they just unfurled the flag and all that stuff, and they attacked police. And you know, that is scary. If you are
so scary. We are a democracy. I don't understand that in the name of. I'm telling you, it gives me sleepless nights. And it is so sad. You know, we are a country. We have so many different cultures. We have so many different languages. We have such a beautiful mix of people living in our country, and that's how we have survived. See from where to where we've come. You know, in 70 years.
Absolutely.
And if we lose the main essence of our country, that is being a good, secular, cosmopolitan society, I personally feel we are in deep trouble.
No, absolutely. And you know, Kama Sutra is something that the entire world swears by it. And then there are people who are saying that Sunny Leone cannot perform on the New Year's night. And if she wears sari, we'll let her perform, and we'll come and watch her. But if she wears small clothes, we won't let her perform. And it was cancelled.
But you know, I strongly feel that we have a very strong judiciary, we have a very strong law system, and I just see the only thing we can do as citizens is show faith in our government and show faith in our judiciary. And I really hope that they don't disappoint us.
I hope so.
You know,
let's.
It's scary. It's scary. It is so scary.
Yeah. That video definitely was.
Oh my God! I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it, because you know, you've heard of it. You've seen, like, in various parts in the world, in various countries, things like this happening. Like, you know, where you have like extremist religious groups do extreme things. But then when you see it happen in your own country, which is supposed to be known as the largest democracy in the world, it shook me. It literally shook me.
It has actually, and the more shocking part was the fact that he is getting support and he's getting away with that. So,
but I don't think he will get away.
Hopefully. Okay, you know, now let's have some fun, because that's what our interviews are all about. So we're having some interesting mix of you know, of your dialogues from your movies, 2 films, and let's have your reaction to them now. Okay, and let's see. So Sugandha's mother, Seema Pava, she says that औरत का शरीर रहस्य का खजाना होता है, एक बंद गुफा में रहता है, और ये गुफा कब खुलती है पता है, जब कोई खुल जा सिम
कहता है मम्मी.
Okay. So this entire gufa and everything was extremely interesting. So how do you look back at this particular dialogue?
Oh my God!
I think Seema Pava was outstanding.
She is amazing. She's one of my most favorite people.
Absolutely.
She is one of the most brilliant actors India has had, and I'm so happy that she has resurfaced.
Absolutely.
That, you know, after so many years of not, like, you know, getting what she deserved, and now she's like, she's at it, and I feel very happy.
She's so tongue-in-cheek.
She's amazing. Yeah. And now that I think of this dialogue, I just want to do a slow clap for my writer Hitesh, because this is such a well-written film, yeah.
It
like,
can
you know,
easily borderline on double meaning, but it's not.
And it doesn't.
It is,
That's
but still
beauty
it is conveying some.
जिसको समझना होता है ना वो समझ जाता है, और आपको ना वो गंदगी वाली, वो डबल मीनिंग वाली चीपनेस नहीं है इसमें. लाइक अगर कोई बच्चा सुन रहा होगा वो बोलेगा कि यार it's funny in itself, you know. It's just genius. And every time I watch Shubh Mangal, I just crack up and go, how have these guys come up with these lines and without making it crass? It is amazing.
सुगंधा's mother सीमा पावा नहीं 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 सुहागरात वाले दिन खुलती है और 40 चोर के लिए नहीं खुलती है, सिर्फ अली बाबा के लिए खुलती है. Okay. Then Akshay Kumar says in Toilet Ek Prem Katha, आशिकों ने तो आशिकी के लिए ताजमहल बना दिया, साला हम एक संडास ना बना सके.
ये तो मतलब लेजेंडरी लाइन है यार. आई थिंक ये लाइन कभी भूली नहीं जाएगी, ये लाइन कभी कोई भुला नहीं पाएगा. एंड ये फिल्म ने एक रेवोल्यूशन पैदा कर दिया है हिंदुस्तान में कि एंड यू नो द बेस्ट थिंग इज दिस डायलॉग कमिंग फ्रॉम अक्षय सर who himself is such a legendary person. Like it's such an impactful line, right? Because by the end of it, all my 3 films are love stories. Yeah. You know, but they have like a small message attached to them.
Big message, I would say.
It's such an impactful thing that, you know, that truly the Shah Jahan ne Taj Mahal bana diya, and here there's this man who loves his wife equally or maybe even more than what Shah Jahan loved his better half. And वो एक टॉयलेट नहीं बना पा रहा, मतलब 2017 में, मतलब it's this line is one of my favorites.
No, I think the entire idea of love changes actually. I think it has far greater meaning to it, and now he's doing Padman, which is another.
Which is so amazing. I saw the trailer and I loved it.
Yeah. Okay, now another funny one is Akshay, बाबूजी मेरा ब्याह करा दो, father दिख रहा है, ज्वाला फूट रही है अंदर. So.
Yeah, but that's the thing, you know, we feel that the middle class or in smaller towns, you know, people are very conservative and, you know, they feel they are very shy and everything, but उनके लिए तो मतलब normal है यार. In fact, you know, जो in other family setups, you know, people are still shy and everything. Like, you know, ये जो line है दिख रहा है ज्वाला फट रही है, but I know that this is how conversations happen between a father and son in those regions, especially. For example, even दम लगा के आयशा, जो सुहाग रात के पहले ना संजय जी gives Ayushman a pack of condoms. You know, and that was so amazing because these are real father-son moments.
No, absolutely.
You know,
absolutely. Okay, मुदित पैरी पौना पापा जी, सुगंधा's father पैरी पौना छोड़ो, ये जो आधा पौना बचा है ना आपका.
मुझे ना इस डायलॉग से इतनी प्रॉब्लम थी जब मैंने स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ी थी. मैंने कहा प्लीज यार क्या ये आधा पौना एंड ऑल, प्लीज ये बंद करो यार. बट देन इट वाज इतनी कन्विक्शन थी राइटर एंड डायरेक्टर प्रसन्ना एंड हितेश को, उन्होंने कहा नो इट विल बी वेरी फनी. एंड बिलीव मी, थिएटर में लोगों को इतना मजा आया इस डायलॉग में, इतना, बिकॉज आई थिंक जैसे ही कोई सेक्सुअल कॉनोटेशन आती है ना एक दबे माहौल में, तो एक जो सप्रेस सेक्सुअलिटी होती है लोगों की, वो जब बाहर आती है तो लोगों को बड़ी हंसी आती है. एंड द वे आयुष्मान एंड नीरज जी हैव आल्सो परफॉर्म दिस सीन, बहुत इनोसेंस है. सो इट्स ट्रूली अ concerned father telling him कि यार तू ना ये सब छोड़, जो एक्चुअल प्रॉब्लम है उस पे आ. So आप ये जो डायलॉग्स बोले मुझे रियलाइज हो रहा है मेरी फिल्म्स बहुत ही ज्यादा प्रोग्रेसिव है.
You know, the interesting part is that I think especially about the dialogues of Shubh Mangal Saavdhan was that the analogies that they have drawn, they are very visual. You can visualize them when you talk about Adha Pauna.
Yes.
You can visualize as to what they're referring to, like Gufa and everything. You can visualize, which is I think the best part. And still they are saying it in a very colloquial manner.
You know, I'm again telling you that writers are the real heroes.
Absolutely.
Directors 100%. Are the real heroes. और अब power उनके पास चली गई, and thank God for that. In the coming years, we are going to see such beautiful stories and such amazing characters, and I'm so excited that hopefully I'll get to be a part of a lot of these stories.
At times it is, you know, we tend to visit certain film sets and everything, and I find it so heartbreaking that I've seen a writer explaining a certain scene to an actor, and if you ask someone on the set or maybe even the producer that what's the name of the writer, he doesn't know it. So I find that like really sad because they don't realize that he's the one who's gluing it together.
But you know, it's changing.
It has changed.
For the last few years, we've really been celebrating them, and
100%.
But yeah, बहुत दुख की बात है.
A lot depends upon the writers themselves as well. But at the same time, I think they deserve more respect. Okay, and in fact, this entire Aadha Pauna thing, I think we had a lot of fun with Ayushmann. Ayushmann was taking it personally. No.
But kudos to him, यार, because you know ऐसी analogies use हुई है उसके साथ, ऐसे metaphors use हुए हैं उसके साथ, and he's just like, you have to be a very secure person to, you know, let all these things happen.
Someone from being so virile and someone is going direct dysfunctional. It's like, really, you need to have a lot of Okay, Mudh's mother, मेरी नन्ही सी जान, Mudh's father, वो मेरा
बेटे का उसका कुछ रहना वाला नहीं हो सकता. You know,
the father was hilarious.
Like, everybody, I think
the casting
writing itself, and just see यार, मतलब अगर आप यही डायलॉग्स किसी और फिल्म के सेटअप पे डालो ना, इतने क्रास साउंड करेंगे, पर ये किरदार इतने इनोसेंट थे, मतलब you're so invested in them कि आपको इसमें कोई क्रासनेस नहीं लगती, क्योंकि इतने genuinely they mean it यार, कि नहीं, like you know, एक वो again machoism आप अटैच कर देते हो घर के लड़के के साथ.
Absolutely, they take it too hard after that. Okay, मुदित आयुष्मान खुराना, ऑनलाइन रिश्ते भेज दो सीधा. मुदित मदर, जिन पे भालू चढ़ जाते हैं वो ऑनलाइन रिश्ते भेजते हैं. Even I think the Balu bit was, I think, very nicely done.
Yeah, it was very nicely done, and it obviously the Bhalu stand. Ultimately, what we were trying to show was that the Bhalu was the problem that's going to develop between the two of them. कि जब से वो भालू चढ़ा तब से मुदित के लाइफ में काफी चीजें चढ़नी बंद हो गई. Can't believe I've said that, but you know, yeah.
अक्षय कुमार, अब बीवी वापस आए ना आए, संदास तो ला के छोड़ूंगा इस गांव में.
Again, one of my favorite dialogues. Like, this was a high point for me in the film. You know, when he says this, and you know, it's just this boy. Like, you know, it's also a coming of age of Keshav in the film, because you know, वो एक ऐसे patriarchal family को belong करता है, where there are no women. There's a father, there's a brother, and even at the age that Keshav is at, वो इतने दबाव, वो इतने डर में रहते अपने फादर के, बट यू नो ही टेक्स अ स्टैंड फॉर हिज वाइफ. सो यू नो इट्स लिटरली कमिंग ऑफ एज ऑफ केशव आल्सो, फ्रॉम गोइंग फ्रॉम अ बॉय टू अ मैन.
Absolutely,
you know.
No, absolutely. Thank you very much. All the best wishes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's all we have from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.
Hello everyone, I'm Bhumi Pednekar.